What's up, guys? Today we're doing a little Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me questions, so we're going to answer them around the beauty of Brick Lane. Right, we're going to quick fire through. First question, educational qualifications. I have a maths degree, maths and economics, bachelor's of science, very, very exciting, very fun. And now I do content creation. But I did have a decently long stint in finance. Do you also get bloated after meals sometimes? Yes, sometimes after meals, sometimes not even after meals. Depending on where I am at the time of the month, I can be bloated for no reason. It's very normal, don't worry about it. What's your favorite diet? My favorite food, I'm vegetarian, and my staples every day, scrambled eggs on toast, or any form of egg really. Protein oats and cottage cheese. Hear me out. Super high in protein, nice and light, does the job, and I'll eat it with carbs and veg. That's my basic diet. Then I throw in protein bars or whatever else I'm craving on the day. If you went to prison, what exercises would you do in your cell? Easy, calisthenics. I'd do push-ups, single legs, split squats. I would do handstands, anything body weight, I'd just hammer it out and do as many reps as possible until I could do crazy stuff like one arm push-ups and I don't know, loads of crazy stuff, one arm handstands. That's what I'd do. I would also probably do some cardio, so like, I don't know, jumping, star jumps, they don't sound very cool, but I feel like they'd be good for your heart, you know, fast feet, maybe work on some like boxing footwork, shadow boxing. Yeah, I feel like you can do it. I feel like you don't need that much equipment to train hard. There's just many different skill sets and ways to train. I would try and rope a bunch of prison inmates to train with me, and then we could have like competitive calisthenics within the gym. I feel like that'd be cool. How did you get into fitness at the beginning? So I actually started off in Thai boxing because I was looking for an outlet that I could like just channel all my energy into. And then after that I started my finance job and I just couldn't make it to the classes anymore. So I ended up doing circuit training in the gym. Fast forward a few years later and now I'm doing bodybuilding. I usually give up after 2 to 3 months of following a strict routine because I get exhausted. How do I deal with it? So I think you kind of answered it yourself. Your routine is too strict. You got to loosen it up a little bit. You have to, one, accept that if you're going to make it too strict, you're going to go on a cycle of 2 to 3 months of giving up. So make your routine more manageable, make it fun, make sure you enjoy it, give yourself proper rest days, give yourself a break in between, and try to think of it in the long term. So loosen up the strictness, okay? How many days, months, or years will it take to develop your dream physique? Now, I know you don't want to hear this, but the answer is there is no answer. Everyone is different. Genetically, we all build in different ways, so don't look at how quickly or slowly other people are changing. Yours will depend very much on you, your body, and your genetics. Also, of course, on the type of training you're doing and how much you're training. Hi, I'm starting out in the gym for the first time very soon and I'm feeling a bit nervous. Any advice? Firstly, just know that it's completely normal to feel like that. We were all beginners once and almost every beginner has felt that nervous feeling when they first went into a gym. So 2, know that no one's looking at you. It's really probably in your head. And if they are looking at you, who gives a damn? Let them. You're there to better yourself. You're there to enjoy yourself and you are going to do those things. And I promise you that if you keep going over time, that nervousness will slowly disappear and you'll wonder why it took you so long to go in the first place. I really want to start running, but as soon as it hits morning, I feel so sleepy. Any tips? So 2 things. One is try to find a time in the day when you have the most energy. That could be before work, before studying, before school, or that could be after. So if you want to start running and you're noticing you're getting sleepy, maybe you're trying to run at the wrong time. So try to figure out and play around with different times that you could do it. The second thing I would say is sometimes you kind of just got to go and push through the sleepiness. And soon what you'll notice is your body starts getting reared up and ready to run, and that sleepiness over time will start to get lower and lower. And actually after the session, it might actually invigorate you and wake you up. So have a little play around with both of those 2 things and I think you'll probably find the sweet spot for yourself. Do you train glutes and quads together? Yes, so I tend to do 2 lower body days. One is more glute focused, so I do hip thrusts, I do DBRDLs, I do kickbacks or glute focused back extension, and then the other day is just full legs, so it's like squats, belted squats, that kind of jazz, but it's stuff that's like a little bit of a mix of both glutes and quads. I do try and throw in like some very quad specific exercises like leg extensions, but not all the time. The legs are quite a big muscle group, so no matter what you're working, you are going to work both of them at the same time anyway. I struggle a lot with binge eating and stress eating. Any tips for that? So now, one, I would say if you really struggle, go to a professional and all that jazz. But before that, I would say, one, if you struggle with binge eating, one of the tips I'd say is make sure that you're not restricting yourself to the point of being super hungry or on a diet that is super intense, because then what tends to happen is your diet is so strict that when you maybe go out with your friends or have a cheap meal, you go super crazy. 2, I'd say keep food that you binge on out of the house. So like personally, I can't have sweet treats in the house in bulk because I will just eat them all in a day. I just know I don't have that restraint. Stress eating. So this one is a little tough, but I would say you need to find ways to manage stress to kind of push you away from managing it with food into other stuff. So training, fantastic stress management. Boxing, Thai boxing, martial arts, hitting pads, really good. Meditating, journaling. There's so many different ways that you can kind of work into managing stress. It's just about finding what works for you, if you see what I mean. But good luck with that. I mean, believe me, it's way more normal than you think, and a lot of us go through it. I'm sure I've been through it in my past as well. So just power through, try a few different things, and you will figure out something that works for you in the end. Me and who she tells you not to worry about. How to bulk without eating a lot of food as a vegetarian. This is one of my fortes. Basically, if you get really full on food and you're looking for ways to increase your calories, because that's basically what a bulk is, just add things that are small but calorie dense. I'm talking olive oil, like 1 teaspoon is super calorific. Peanut butter, nut butters, nuts in general. Like I would try to do your normal meals and just add extras. Sauces, random things like that I wouldn't go super unhealthy. I'm personally not a big fan of like a dirty bulk, because, you know, I just want you to feel good, and a dirty bulk may make you feel quite like heavy and whatnot. So yeah, add things that are small, like olive oil, peanut butter, small things with loads of calories in them. I will add on that, if you are on a cut and you're wondering why you're not losing weight, then it may be because of these things. Like you may think your calories are X amount, but you've been using a lot of butter to cook your eggs in the morning. And actually, maybe that adds another 300 calories, which negates the calorie deficit you think you're on. So if you feel like you're on a cut, but you're not losing weight, what I would say is calculate all the calories for every single thing. For maybe a week, get the average to check if you actually are eating the calories you think you are. Because, and I've done it before, you probably are thinking, oh, it's just a bit extra of olive oil, won't make a difference. It's just a little bit extra peanut butter, or a little bit extra of random butter. These things do add up, especially if you're trying to do a small calorie deficit. Serious question, how do you manage all your gym laundry? I'm struggling to keep up. Girl, me and you both. My laundry basket, no matter how often I do laundry, is always full. I'm dying. I wish I had a better answer. I basically, at this point, need a whole room that like just dries clothes. I don't have a tumble dryer, so I have to air dry everything. And I'm from the UK and it rains all the time. So getting clothes to dry outside is like a non thing. It's really hard. So basically just know there's no answer, but I'm here struggling with you. Money, I like to spend it on food. Easily my favorite thing to spend money on. Food and experiences with your loved ones. I got veggie momo. Cheers. How to motivate self-go gym. Ooh, someone over there is having a coffee. Can I get a hi, please? Big fan here. Hi. Ma'am, what do you do for the back? It's so insane, for real. Thank you, I appreciate you. I've been working on my back, I'll be trying. I basically have the same back day, pretty much all the time. I start with pull-ups, and I just do as many as I can and hope for the best. And then, sometimes I do banded pull-ups, try my best. Then I go into lat pull-down, bicep curls, single arm rows. I don't really like dumbbell rows, I prefer machine rows, but if I didn't have a machine row, I'd do a dumbbell row. And then I feel like there's something else in my back workout, but that might be it. I like to go intense. I really focus on progressively overloading, so increasing the weight, increasing the reps. And I like to hit failure sometimes, or hit just before failure. And that's how I try to grow my back. What's a quote that always motivated you to continue, although some days just feel bad? Can't swear because of YouTube, but there's loads. I'm a quote-aholic. I love them. But when you first asked this question, the first thing that came to mind is something someone said to me a long time ago, which was, welcome to the big wide world, kid. And I think they meant it in a kind of mean way. But ever since, I took that phrase. So if you're watching this, I took that and I use it every time I'm about to give up. And I'm like, yeah, I will welcome myself to the big wide world. So it doesn't really make sense to anyone apart from me and I guess that situation. But I guess my answer is pick something personal to you. Of course, everything you do is for yourself, but every now and again, having a little bit of bite caused by external factors adds a little bit of spice to your life. I changed my mind. Last minute, scrapped the pizza, went for straight up dessert, tiramisu, affogato, that's got coffee, that's got coffee, and then I got limoncello. So basically sugar, caffeine, and alcohol. You know, you guys, it's all about balance. Some days protein, some days whatever this is. So, I thought we'll finish with a couple more questions in the restaurant before I slam down this limoncello shot. Do you have advice on how to build confidence? Something that people don't consider. This is a really good question. And I don't think there's one specific answer. I'll tell you what works for me. I know different things work for other people. Two things. One, I'm a big fan of fake it till you make it. I feel like if you act confident, eventually, over time, you will just transition into being confident. Become confident by having a stack of proof of things you're capable of. So if you want to be confident at school, study really hard, and every time you ace one of those tests or ace one of those projects, you know you've done it before, so you know you can do it again. Same as like at work, if you start working super hard or working really well, you know that you have done super well at jobs before, and that if you go to a new job, although you're new at it, you have the confidence because you know you've done it before. So really the answer is you got to struggle through a little bit at the beginning, and as you do stuff, the confidence starts building because you start learning. Just know that time is going to pass anyway, and if you just go one step at a time, that mountain gets smaller and smaller. If at the start you have zero confidence, just keep working towards the goal anyway, and over time that confidence will build, and soon you'll have a list of achievements you've made, and you'll be like, yeah, well, I've done that before and that was hard, so even though I've never done this specific thing, I know I can do hard things. That leads me on to another question, which works really well, which is how to start creating content. Any tips? So I'm going to tell you right now, your first content is probably not going to be very good. So it's fine. Just do it anyway. The only thing that you can do is do it and do it again and again and again and again. Practice genuinely does make perfect. Your confidence increases as you keep going. And really just be yourself. Like, it's so much easier to make content where you enjoy and are passionate and like what you're doing than making content about stuff you have no interest in. So as long as you're picking stuff you really like, you're working on it consistently, i.e. you're not giving up when, the first few videos aren't very good. And three, honestly, just don't give up in general. Like, I think what most people find most frustrating about content is you can put solid hours, like 8 hours into a video, and then maybe 100 people see it. Now, at the start, you might feel disheartened towards that. Don't. Just keep going. Again and again and again. Stick to your schedule. Set yourself an amount of days for posting. Could be 5 days a week, could be 6 days a week, could be 3. As long as you're consistent, and no matter what, you stick to that schedule, you will eventually start seeing progress. But what I think a lot of people do is they kind of give up before they get there. So just keep posting. Your content will get better. You will have more of a you confidence and style. And hopefully over time, everything goes with it. But make sure to stay organic, the stuff you enjoy, stuff you're good at, stuff you're passionate about, because that makes you a lot more engaged with what you're doing as well. Cheers. This is pure heaven. Bow, bow, chicka, wow, wow. Please post more Wolf content. He's the cutest. Ta-da! Hi everyone, my name's Wolf. I'm really excited to be in Mum's YouTube video. Oh my god, hi. Code Grizzo, love you, bye. Let me go smell some really gross things now and get told off for trying to eat slugs. Last couple of questions. Can we get a workout series? I'm working on it. I'm gonna launch it soon, don't worry. Why do you hate your legs? I have a secret, you guys. I've been keeping it from you. My legs, this is my legs. Wolf, get out of the way. I'm doing a dramatic reveal and Wolf won't even allow it. By the way, post-meal belt got undone. Don't judge me. See, this is for the question earlier. I do get bloated after meals sometimes, and I'm owning it. You own it too. I had a lot of fun. Until the next one, goodbye.